She served her guests at Jasper Pool a feast. I dropped and broke a glass-like cup of jade. And souls from all the hosts of heaven fled. Jade Emperor grew mightily enraged. Hands clasped, he faced his council on the left. Stripped of my hat, my armor, and my rank, I had my whole body pushed to the block. Only the great immortal, naked feet, came from the ranks and begged to have me freed. Pardoned from death and with my sentence stayed, I was sent to the shores of flowing sand. Sated, I lie wearily in the stream. Famished, I churn the waves to find my feed. The woodsman sees me, and his life is gone. The fishers face me, and they soon perish. From first to last, I've eaten many men. Over and over, I took human lives. Since you dare to work violence at my door, my stomach this day has its fondest hopes. Don't say you're too coarse to be eaten now. I'll catch you, and look, that's my minced meat sauce. Infuriated by what he heard, 8 Rules shouted, "You brazen thing! You haven't the slightest perception. Old hog is tempting enough to make people's mouths water, and you dare say that I'm coarse, that I'm to be chopped up for a chopped meat sauce. Come to think of it, you would like to consider me a piece of tough old bacon. Watch your manners and swallow this rake of your ancestor." When the monster saw the rake coming, he used the style of the phoenix nodding its head to dodge the blow. The two of them thus fought to the surface of the water, each one treading the waters and waves. This conflict was somewhat different from the one before. Look at the curtain-raising captain, the marshal of heavenly reeds, each showing most nicely his magic might. This one waved above his head the fiend-rooting staff. That one moved the rake as swiftly as his hand. The vaulting waves rocked hills and streams. The surging tide the cosmos dimmed. Savage like Jupiter wielding banners and flags. Fierce like hell's envoy upsetting sacred tops. This one guarded the Tang monk devotedly. That one, a water fiend, perpetrated his crimes. The rake's one stroke would leave 9 red marks. The staff's one blow would dissolve man's soul. They strove to win the fight. They struggled to prevail. All in all for the scripture pilgrim's sake. They vented their fury without restraint. They brawled till carps and perches lost their newborn scales. And all turtles damaged their tender shells. Red shrimps and purple crabs all lost their lives. And sundry water gods all upward bowed. You heard only the waves rolled and crashed like thunderclaps. The world amazed saw sun and moon grow dark. The two of them fought for 2 hours and neither prevailed. It was like a brass pan meeting an iron broom, a jade gong facing a golden bell. We now tell you about the great sage, who was standing guard beside the Tang monk. With bulging eyes, he watched them fighting on the water, but he dared not lift his hands. Finally, 8 Rules made a half-hearted blow with his rake and, feigning defeat, turned to flee toward the eastern shore. The monster gave chase and was about to reach the river bank when our pilgrim could no longer restrain himself. He abandoned his master, whipped out the iron rod, leapt to the riverside and struck at the monster's head. Fearing to face him, the monster swiftly dove back into the river. "You ban horse plague!" shouted 8 Rules. "You impulsive ape! Can't you be a bit more patient? You could have waited until I led him up to high ground and then blocked his path to the river. We would have caught him then. Now he has gone back in, and when do you think he'll come out again?" "Idiot!" said Pilgrim laughing. "Stop shouting. Let's go talk to Master first." 8 Rules went with Pilgrim back to high ground to Tripitaka. "Disciple," said Tripitaka, bowing, "you must be tired." "I won't complain about my fatigue," said 8 Rules. "Let's subdue the monster and take you across the river." "Only that plan is perfect," Tripitaka said. "How did the battle go with the monster just now?" "He was just about my equal," said 8 Rules. "And we fought to a draw. But then I feigned defeat and he chased me up to the bank. When he saw elder brother lifting his rod, however, he fled. So what are we going to do? Asked Tripitaka. Master, relax, said Pilgrim. Let's not worry now, for it's getting late. You sit here on the cliff and let Old Monkey go beg some vegetarian food. Take some rest after you eat, and we'll find a solution tomorrow. You are right, said 8 Rules. Go, and come back quickly. Pilgrim swiftly mounted the clouds and went north to beg a bowl of vegetarian food from a family to present to his master. When the master saw him return so soon, he said, Wukong, let us go to that household which gave us the food and ask them how we may cross this river. Isn't this better than fighting the monster? With a laugh, Pilgrim said, That household is quite far from here, about 6,000 or 7,000 miles, no less. How could the people there know about the water? What's the use of asking them? You are fibbing again, elder brother, said 8 Rules. 6,000 or 7,000 miles, how could you cover that distance so quickly? You have no idea, said Pilgrim. About the capacity of my cloud somersault, which with one leap can cover 108,000 miles. For the 6,000 or 7,000 here, all I have to do is to nod my head and stretch my waist, and that's a round trip already. What's so hard about that, elder brother? Said 8 Rules. If it's so easy, all you need to do is to carry master on your back, nod your head, stretch your waist, and jump across. Why continue to fight this monster? Don't you know how to ride the clouds? Asked Pilgrim. Can't you carry him across the river? The mortal nature and worldly bones of master are as heavy as the Tai Mountain. 8 Rules said. How could my cloud soaring bear him up? It has to be your cloud somersault. My cloud somersault is essentially like cloud soaring, said Pilgrim. The only difference being that I can cover greater distances more rapidly. If you can't carry him, what makes you think I can? There's an old proverb that says, Move Mount Tai, it's light as mustard seeds. Lift a man, and you won't leave the red dust. Take this monster here, he can use spells and call upon the wind, pushing and pulling a little, but he can't carry a human into the air. And if it's this kind of magic, Old Monkey knows every trick well, including becoming invisible and making distances shorter. But it is required of Master to go through all these strange territories before he finds deliverance from the Sea of Sorrows. Hence even one step turns out to be difficult. You and I are only his protective companions, guarding his body and life, but we cannot exempt him from these woes, nor can we obtain the scriptures all by ourselves. Even if we had the ability to go and see Buddha first, he would not bestow the scriptures on you and me. Remember the adage, what's easily gotten is soon forgotten. When Idiot heard these words, he accepted them amiably as instruction. Master and disciples ate some of the simply prepared vegetarian food before resting on the eastern shore of the flowing Sand River. The next morning, Tripitaka said, Wukong, what are we going to do today? Not much, said Pilgrim. Except that 8 Rules must go into the water again. Elder brother, said 8 Rules. You only want to stay clean, but you have no hesitation making me go into the water. Worthy brother, said Pilgrim. This time, I'll try not to be impulsive. I'll let you trick him into coming up here, and then I'll block his retreat along the river bank. We must capture him. Dear 8 Rules. Wiping his face, he pulled himself together. Holding the rake in both hands, he walked to the edge of the river, opened up a path in the water, and went to the monster's home as before. The monster had just wakened from his sleep when he heard the sound of water. Turning quickly to look, he saw 8 Rules approaching with the rake. He leapt out at once and barred the way, shouting, Slow down. Watch out for my staff. 8 Rules lifted his rake to parry the blow, saying, What sort of morning staff do you have there that you dare ask your ancestor to watch out for it? A fellow like you, said the monster, wouldn't recognize this. For years my staff has enjoyed great fame. At first an evergreen tree in the moon. Wu Gang cut down from it one huge limb. Liu Ban then made it, using all his skills. Within the hub's one solid piece of gold. Outside it's wrapped by countless pearly threads. It's called the treasure staff for crushing fiends. Air placed in divine mists to quell the ogres. Since I had made a mighty general's rank. Jade Emperor put it always by my side. It lengthens or shortens after my desire. It grows thick or thin with my command. It went to guard the throne at the Peaches Feast. It served at court in heaven's world above. On duty it saw the many sages bowed. And immortals, too, when the screen rolled up. Of numinous power one arm divine. It's no worldly weapon of humankind. Since I was banished from the gate of heaven. It roamed with me at will beyond the seas. Perhaps it is not right for me to boast. But swords and spears of man can't match this staff. Look at that old, rusted muckrake of yours. Fit only for hoeing fields and raking herbs. You unchastened brazen thing, said 8 Rules, laughing. Never mind whether it's fit for hoeing fields. One little touch and you won't even know how to begin putting bandages or ointment on 9 bleeding holes. Even if you are not killed, you will grow old with chronic infection. The monster raised his hands and again fought with 8 Rules from the bottom of the river up to the surface of the water. This battle was even more different from the first one. Look at them. Wielding the treasure staff. Striking with muckrake. They would not speak as if they were estranged. Since Wood Mother constrained the spatula. That caused the two to fight most fiercely. No win or loss. With no regret. They churned up waves and billows with no peace.